The Horizon franchise has always been met with adversity. The game's previous iterations have launched against huge titles like Legends of Zelda Breath of the Wild and Elden Ring. This franchise version gets a release on a brand new PSVR 2. Horizon Call of the Mountain stands out from the PSVR 2 launch lineup. Does it rise to the top or fall to the bottom? I'm Court Lalonde from Carpool Gaming, and this is Horizon Call of the Mountain in review. Being my first game on PSVR 2, I had to get my VR legs, as they call it, to prepare myself to immerse myself in this world. When the PSVR launched, we had Astrobot, and it showed us what the console could do. Horizon does this for the PSVR 2. It lets you know the difference between old and new gen. It amazes you with a vibrant world, and it showcases the PSVR 2. You get the most out of those OLED lenses, and you become amazed by the scale of the world they drop you in. As the tall neck walks by you for the first time, you can't help but look up in awe as the size and instantly feel like you're in the world of Horizon. The immersion makes you almost be able to smell the vegetation you see before you, and you want to touch the water. The NPC detail looks just as good as it did in Horizon Forbidden West, and I'm still amazed by that detail. After they walk you through the tutorial, they explain why you're in this world with the help from a familiar face. You get dropped in the world and start your adventure. The traversal is easy to grasp, and I felt no motion sickness. You tackle the landscapes with various traversal options, and let me tell you, you can feel it in your arms after as well. As you progress, they give you new crafting tools for your traversal so you can reach higher elevations. As I was climbing, I couldn't help but look around the world and how high I was off the ground. As someone that suffers from vertigo and heights, it didn't bother me at all and was therapeutic instead. The new Sense controllers feel like a part of you as you try and reach for the gripping point on the mountainside. The areas you can grab outline with white chalk that is easy to spot and allows for smooth transition and never feels jarring. The combat took some time to get used to as I tried to avoid the machines, but once I got the hang of the dodge mechanic, it felt more manageable. Using the bow was a highlight for me, as it felt right. And as if I reached to my back to grab the next arrow, I couldn't help but shoot arrows even when there was no enemies around. The variety of arrows available to use and the other weapons you acquire along the way make the combat feel different from each encounter you face. I wish they didn't have the encounters right after you've climbed a mountainside and your arms are a bit tired, but I didn't make the game. The stealth they used in the game just didn't work for me, as there's no button to crouch, so you walk into some bush and have to think the machines don't see you, when obviously they should. It took me out of the immersion a bit, but it was the only time that it ever happened to me in the game. Changing the arrows or weapons in the combat was relatively seamless, but occasionally, my bow would switch hands for no reason whatsoever. Crafting new arrow types was fun, and I hope more VR games take notice and implement this type of crafting system. In most non-VR games, we select components and press a button, but in Horizon, we grab each piece and put them together with our hands. Like any Horizon game, they have puzzles you need to solve with the tools provided. And because this game isn't that long, it never felt like I was doing the same thing over and over. The sounds come through your TV if you don't want to use the headphones. The 3D sound, though, with headphones adds to the immersion and makes the world around you feel more alive. If you have a PSVR 2, I don't know how you can't play this game, as it's the best VR experience I've ever had. It made me recommend the headset to people I know that were skeptical about hopping into VR. They do an excellent job of showing off the tech, but making the experience feel memorable. They use the haptics not feel forced, giving a heightened sense of immersion. The fact that I could feel tired from climbing the mountain because my arms were hurting was a new experience for me, and I welcomed the workout. Horizon Call of the Mountain is a must-play for any PSVR 2 owner and might even be a system seller. If you like the content, please help us by hitting that like or subscribe button or leaving a comment and letting us know your thoughts.